Hey guys, so I got a couple of requests to do a meal plan video, so I'm going to attempt to do that. Right here is just what I bought, and I'll just show you how I kind of throw things together for the week. I always have a fruit bowl, and it changes. There's always bananas in there, but this week we also have some kiwi, some pears, and some tangelos and blood oranges. The blood oranges are going to be for salad. I pretty much buy all organic fruit except for bananas because the skin can be penetrated, so I usually just buy whatever's cheapest. And let's see what we have here. Lots of salad stuff, some organic tomatoes. I'm making some wild steel cut salmon, some wild steel head salmon, I'm sorry. I have some organic lemon, and then I'm going to do some short ribs. I always do something in the slow cooker, and that's what I'm going to put in there. And then I've got just some zoodles, which you guys know are my fave. These are pre-done by Whole Foods. You can also just use a spiralizer to do them yourself. Some mixed vegetables for a stir fry that I'm going to mix with these. Some goat cheese, and then I got these cool waters, maple water, which I never had before. It's pretty good. I'm drinking one right now. Some Happy Tree, and then I got this Jamaican cider. It's like a water that's infused with apple, ginger, cinnamon, and mint. Excited to try that. And then this mango coconut and pepper marinade that I'm gonna use for my salmon. Usually I like to make my own marinade, so I'll probably add some things to it. And sometimes I make my own dressings, but this week I'm going to be pretty busy, so I picked up a couple of things to make it go a little faster. So there you have it. This is what we've got here to start with, and I'll show you how I get it prepped for the week. Okay guys, so we're over here getting our short ribs ready. We're going to prepare the meats first because those are going to take the longest. The short ribs are going in the slow cooker. So I just seasoned these guys with some salt and pepper, and in this pan I have some really hot coconut oil, and I'm just going to sear these. I like coconut oil because you can use it for high heat. And I'm just going to put these seasoning down, and then I'm going to season the other side. That's just the way I like to have them seared before I put them in the slow cooker. So here we go. I'm going to make sure your oil is super hot so you get a nice sear. And then I'm just going to season the other side. So while our short ribs are searing, I'm just going to make a little sauce. Add some mojo chipotle, a little tiny bit of red wine vinegar, some Worcestershire, and a little bit of barbecue sauce. This is going to go in with the short ribs once they go into the slow cooker. So I just did about this much chipotle. I mean, chipotle is pretty hot, so you don't want to go too crazy with it. A little tiny bit of red wine vinegar, just that dash that I did. A little Worcestershire, it's about enough. And then we're going to do a little bit of barbecue sauce. Now we're going to turn these puppies over, do the other side. You can see it's nice and brown, got a nice crust. You can do that on both sides. So I poured too much barbecue sauce in at first because I was one-arming it. So I ended up adding just a little bit more of the other ingredients, a little bit of garlic, and then some organic raw agave. I'm just going to stir that up, and that'll be what's going in the slow cooker. So the marinade's all over this. We're going to cover it up and cook it for 8 hours. Now we're going to marinate this beautiful salmon. This is a wild steelhead salmon I got from Whole Foods. I only buy wild, farm raised. Does not have the same intense flavor, and sometimes it's more fatty or fishy tasting. They cut these into 3 fillets for me, which is really nice, and I'm just going to actually pour this Cindy's mango coconut and pepper marinade all over it and let it sit till tomorrow, and I'll make it tomorrow. Usually I have one meal that I make immediately for the day. This would have been the meal because it's with asparagus, and I don't like to leave asparagus sitting. I like to eat it fresh, but we're going out today to celebrate my husband's birthday, so I am going to marinate this and make it tomorrow. This is a new marinade, so obviously I tasted it to make sure it was delicious, and it's so good. So I'm just gonna pour this heavily over the salmon and throw it in the fridge. So as you can see, there's quite a lot in there. I'm just gonna mix it around and just kind of keep flipping it for the next day or so until I'm ready to throw it on the grill tomorrow. Okay, so now we're going to get started doing my 2 salads that I'm doing this week. We're going to eat this salad tomorrow, so I'm just going to put it in this big bowl. I'm going to separate all the things that have moisture to them, and I'm going to grill the asparagus fresh tomorrow, so I'm just going to put them in this one big bowl. But for salads to just have during the week, I'm going to use these containers that I got from Bed Bath & Beyond. So I'm making this Asian-inspired salad with apple fennel dressing to go with the salmon that I marinated. And then this other salad is just gonna, there's gonna be a arugula and spinach salad with strawberries. I might add some cucumber, tomatoes, and some goat cheese. So let's go ahead and assemble those. So this is how I kind of set up my bowl. I have all my Zen greens at the bottom, which have like lots of Asian greens in them and baby kale. And then into Ziploc bags, I put some organic tomatoes and some organic carrots. I like to keep them in the bags because both of these have moisture in them, and I don't want my lettuce to end up soggy. I'm just going to set these asparagus on top of this after I close it so that I remember to grill it tomorrow. So here is my just because salads that I like to just have in the fridge so I can grab for a quick lunch. This is what it looks like, kind of separated. So I have like my fresh greens. I'm using baby spinach and arugula. And then I have some cut up strawberries, some cut up grapes. I'm currently obsessed with grapes. I'm not sure why, but it's good to be obsessed with something that doesn't make you fat, so whatever. And then I have some tomatoes here. I figured that would be kind of a yummy, sweet salad with a slight kick from the arugula. And then I just washed the grapes and pretty much everything with this fruit and veg wash from Whole Foods. I always am a big advocate of cleaning things. You don't know where other people's hands have been, but also because if you, for some reason, can't get any organic fruits and vegetables, you can at least try to, you know, wash the pesticides off of things. So anyways, we're going to pack those up and put them in the fridge. And we'll have these just for any time. We'll have the salad, the other salad with the salmon, and then I'm going to make another salad with goat cheese for later on in the week to go with the short ribs that I'm cooking right now. So here I am making my salmon, my asparagus. You can see I've cut up some blood oranges over there for my salad, and I've had these in the broiler for about 7 minutes. I like my asparagus to be nice and crunchy, so I'm taking these off. I cut off the bottoms. You never want to cook the bottom of the asparagus. It's very fibrous and chewy and weird, and nobody likes it. So we're going to set these on top of the salad. I just seasoned them with, I drizzled them with some olive oil and then some Lowry seasoning salt and pepper. This fish is not quite ready yet. I'm going to put it back in until the whole top of the skin is charred and then pull it off. So these have been broiling for like 10 minutes. So what I like to do is make sure they're nice and charred like this, and then I just take my fork and just lift the skin off and scrape off all the like weird brown crap because I'm not into that. And then I'll cook this whole side till it's all the way through and then flip it over. Yeah, and then it'll be ready at the end, right before it's completely ready, maybe like 2 minutes in. I'll take the extra marinade that was in the bag and drizzle it all over, make sure it gets cooked on there so it has like a nice coating. And that's pretty much it. So here I have finished my salad that's going with the salmon. This has the broiled asparagus in it, the tomatoes, the Asian greens, carrots, and it also has blood oranges. And then I ended up making this dressing, which I'm going to toss right before everything's ready to go. I ended up not just using the one dressing. So these are the things I use. I was going to just use this apple fennel dandelion root dressing, but as my brother, Chef John, taught me, and also all the people from the Cooking Network, you never just put anything on your food before tasting it. And I tasted it and it was like, it's not working for me. So I used a little bit of the mango
coconut pepper, which is what we used for the marinade for the salmon. I put 2 capfuls of that in there, 2 dashes of tamari. Tamari is what I use instead of soy sauce because soy sauce has gluten in it and I have some gluten issues. I used about 3 or 4 capfuls of the apple fennel, and then I actually added some Chinese 5-spice seasoning. Normally I'm not a big fan of it, but I figured it would give it a nice Asian flavor, and it did. It's really good now, and can't wait to eat it on my salad.
So the salmon's all done. It's nice and charred, which is just how I like it. And all the glaze is like very ingrained in there, as you can see. So now I'm just gonna plate it and fill my belly. So I'm about to make some zoodle pasta. I was torn between this and an Asian dish, but I decided I want something more comforting. So I'm basically taking these pre-made zoodles from Whole Foods. You can also buy a zoodler and do your own. This is zucchini and squash. We're going to use this as our pasta bed. And then I have all these vegetables underneath that I'm going to saute and season. And then we're going to use this Alfredo sauce to make it nice and creamy and yummy and cheesy and all that good stuff, but without all the added carbs. So that's what we're making right now. I have a hot pan here and I'm going to put these zoodles in there so that I can get them to more of a noodle texture. I prefer to saute them. I've tried doing them other ways, but I find that this gives them the texture that I like. So they're in the pan now, and we're just gonna saute these probably from 5 to 7 minutes or until they get to the texture that you like. I like more of like a firm noodle texture, so pretty soft but not droopy, so that it can soak up the sauce. Okay, so these are about where I like to have them. They kind of resemble a noodle now, so it reminds me of pasta. So I'm going to take these out. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of salt and pepper on them, and then take these out and throw in the other vegetables. Just a little bit of salt and pepper. Okay, so I needed to add some oil to the pan, and I decided what better fat to cook something in than bacon. Instead of just adding more olive oil, the mix of the two will be really good to cook the vegetables. Now, you don't have to do this if you're following like a low-fat diet or something, but I don't do low-fat. I do regular full-fat items. I just do low-carb, and I think the two mixed together works great. So I'm going to dump the veggies in here now, and then we'll crumble that bacon on top. Okay, so my veggies are done. I put a little bit of salt and pepper and some nutmeg on this because I think that's really good with Alfredo. It kind of brings out the texture and flavor. I realize that these are Asian vegetables, if some of you are thinking that, but you know, you can do whatever the heck you want with whatever you want, and this is what I have, and this is what I'm using. So I'm just pouring the Alfredo all through there. I'm going to taste it and make sure that it's to my liking. And I might season a little more, and then I'm going to throw in some stuff at the end. Probably just going to cook this for like a minute or so. And there it is, all done. I just plated it, added a little smidge more of Romano, some bacon, and a little pepper. And I cannot wait to eat this. I'm starving, and a few minutes before a client comes. So yeah, that's it. So it's midweek, guys, and I'm making a salad. You could prepare these in advance too, of course, but I do mine I do meal prep like every 3 days or so. So I started these salads. These have arugula, sliced carrots, and tomato. And then I'm adding these hard-boiled eggs for protein. And then I also made, I'm going to add the holy guacamole, just to give it a little fun kick too. And then I made this mixture here with the Star-Kissed Tuna Creations. It's sweet and spicy, and then just like a regular can of tuna. I added some cilantro, some Lowry seasoning salt, and some pepper, and just a dash of hot sauce. You know we like things spicy over here, so
I'm just gonna finish putting this together, and that's what we're eating for lunch. So here the salad's all done. This one has guacamole, this one does not. You can do however you want. I'm also gonna add this Bolthouse Farms yogurt dressing that's honey mustard. Goes really yummy with tuna. And yeah, so those are the salads.